You know, there's something many people over 60 often tell me. They say they walk every single day. They stay active, they keep their routine, they try their best, yet their bodies don't feel as strong as they used to. Just a few steps up the stairs feels exhausting. Standing up from a chair takes a little longer than before, and sometimes even a short walk feels a bit unsteady, not as sure-footed as it once was. If you've ever felt that way, you are not alone. And it's not because you're not walking enough. It's not because you're not trying. It's because after age 60, the body begins to change in a quiet, subtle way, a way that walking alone simply cannot address. Walking is good, very good, but geriatric specialists around the world keep reminding us of one important truth. Walking makes the heart healthier, the mind calmer, but it does almost nothing to rebuild the muscles that keep you stable. The most important muscles for balance, strength, and fall prevention lie deep inside your hips, glutes, and lower back places walking barely touches. That's why so many people walk all year long and still feel weak. That's why you may be able to walk for 20 minutes, but still struggle to stand up from a chair. That's why your steps may sometimes feel slow, shaky, or uncertain. But here's the good news. One simple, gentle, equipment-free movement can activate the very muscles that aging tries to take away. A movement that researchers from Mayo Clinic, Harvard Health, and the U.S. National Institute on Aging all agree can rebuild strength faster than walking when done correctly. And in this video, I'm going to guide you through that exact movement. You don't need to match the demonstration perfectly. Just listen, visualize, and move at a pace that feels natural to you. What matters most is not how close you look to the picture, but how deeply you can feel the movement in your body. Stay with me until the end, because in just a few minutes, you'll understand why millions of people over 60 have regained their strength, confidence, and stability with this one powerful movement. When you're ready, we'll begin with the first part, why walking is no longer enough after age 60, and what your body truly needs to feel strong again. For many years, walking has been considered the gold standard of healthy exercise. And it is wonderful. Walking strengthens the heart, deepens the breath, lifts your mood, and brings a sense of calm to the body. But there is one thing most people never realize. Walking does not actually make you stronger. After age 60, the body enters a quiet but significant phase of change. Scientists call it age-related strength loss. Every year, the body loses 3 to 8% of its natural muscle strength if we don't train it properly. This doesn't happen in a day, or a month, or even a year. It happens slowly, silently, across decades. And one day, you begin to notice that your steps don't feel as steady as they used to. You might be able to walk for half an hour, yet your thighs feel weak when you try to stand up. You can walk several laps around the park, yet climbing the stairs feels like a challenge. You can walk without getting tired, yet you struggle when turning, stepping over a threshold, or changing directions. And sometimes, you can't explain why your balance suddenly feels unreliable. The reason is simple. Walking only works a very small part of your body. It barely touches the muscles responsible for your stability, your glutes, your hips, your hamstrings, and your core. These are the muscles that keep you upright, help you step with confidence, maintain balance, and prevent falls. Yet they are the very muscles that weaken the fastest after age 60. And walking, even though it is wonderful for the heart, does not reactivate these deep and essential muscle groups. A report from the U.S. National Institute on Aging states, walking supports longevity, but older adults must reactivate the stabilizing muscles of the body to stay truly healthy. Harvard Health has also emphasized, strength, not endurance, is the strongest predictor of independence in older adults. In other words, walking helps you live longer. Strength helps you live better. And this explains why so many people walk every day, yet still feel weaker over time. Not because they're doing anything wrong, not because walking doesn't work, but because their bodies need something walking cannot provide. A movement that activates the deep muscles throughout the entire lower body. The good news? It's not difficult at all. You only need one simple movement, gentle, safe, and suitable for every person over 60. In the next section, I'll introduce that movement to you, a movement many rehabilitation doctors call the key that unlocks strength in older adults. Now that you understand why walking alone can't maintain your strength after age 60, we can move on to the most important part of today's video. This is the moment many older adults describe as a small turning point in their fitness journey. And I believe it can become your turning point as well. The movement, I'm about to show you is not a heavy exercise. It doesn't require you to kneel or lie down. It won't strain your back or force you to tense up your body. In fact, it's so gentle that you can do it right now exactly where you're standing without any equipment at all. But what makes this movement truly special is this. It activates the exact muscle groups that weaken the fastest in people over 60. The deep muscles in your hips, your glutes, and the back of your thighs, the muscles that determine how stable and secure each step feels. When you reawaken these muscles, your body begins to change in a way that is fast, natural, and noticeable. Your balance returns. Your steps become lighter. Standing up from a chair becomes easier. Your lower back feels more supported. And most importantly, you start to feel more confident in every movement you make. Studies from Mayo Clinic and Harvard Health show that controlled hip-hinge movements can activate over 70% of the muscles responsible for balance. That's why this one simple movement can rebuild strength so quickly. I want you to visualize something. If walking is like maintaining your heart and your breath, then this hip-hinge exercise is like rebuilding the foundation of your entire body. And when the foundation is strong, every movement becomes easier. Before I show you how to do the movement, I'd like to invite you to do one small thing. If you've ever felt your legs getting weaker, if you've ever needed to hold on to something just to stand up, if you've ever worried about losing your balance, type the word yes in the comments. Not for me, but for yourself. It's a way of marking the moment when you say, "Today, I am starting to change this. Today, I choose to become stronger. Today, I choose to walk with confidence again." And you can do it. In the next section, I'll guide you through this movement in the gentlest, safest way possible, designed for everyone over 60, including those who haven't exercised in a very long time. Now, we're going to practice the most important movement of the day. You don't need to worry about doing it perfectly. I'll guide you slowly and gently, and all you need to do is feel the movement in your body. There is no need to force anything or match a picture exactly. Just let your body move in its own natural rhythm. First, stand comfortably. Feet hip-width apart, shoulders relaxed. Your hands can rest lightly in front of your belly or by your sides. If you're concerned about balance, stand near a chair so you can touch it lightly if needed. The most important thing is that you feel safe and at ease. Take a soft breath in and a slow breath out. Let's begin. Imagine a small, gentle string pulling your hips backward. You're not bending your spine forward. You're not pushing your knees out ahead of you. You're simply allowing your hips to glide back as if you're about to sit on an invisible chair behind you. As your hips move back, you'll feel a mild stretch along the back of your thighs. That's exactly what we want. It means you are activating the right muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings, and the hip stabilizers, the deep foundation of your strength. Keep your back naturally straight, no stiffness, no tension. Let your head gaze toward a gentle point on the floor ahead of you, so your neck and spine stay aligned as one smooth line. From this position, lower your body just a little more, only to the point where you still feel comfortable. You don't need to go deep. You don't need to force anything. Your body knows its limits, and this exercise is all about respecting them. This movement is about slow control, not depth or difficulty. When you've lowered enough, exhale softly and slowly rise back up to the starting position. Let your hips return to center. You may feel your glutes tightening slightly, your hamstrings engaging deeply, and your whole body lifting without any rush. Continue moving with the rhythm of your own breath. Inhale as your hips glide back. Exhale as you return to standing. Slow, steady, smooth, like flowing water. With each repetition, your body relearns the mechanics of moving correctly. You'll begin to feel more stable. Your knees will feel less strained, and you'll sense your body being supported from behind, something walking alone cannot provide. If you notice warmth spreading through your hips, or your muscles working more than usual, congratulations. That means you are reactivating the foundation of your strength, the foundation your body relies on as you age. And if you're still here, moving with me, I invite you to leave the number 1 in the comments. Not for me, but as a sign to yourself that you've completed the most important exercise of the day. A small number, but a meaningful step on your journey to rebuilding your strength. In the next section, I'll share the wonderful changes you may begin to feel after just 1 to 2 weeks of gentle, consistent practice. When you practice this movement regularly, even just a few minutes a day, or every other day, your body will begin to change in a very natural way without strain or pressure. These changes won't arrive suddenly. They come slowly, gently, like the sky brightening before sunrise, soft, gradual, but unmistakable. The first improvement most people notice is greater stability in their legs. You'll find it easier to stand up from a chair. Your steps will feel steadier, without that sense of weakness or trembling. You may feel as if your feet grip the ground more firmly, your stride becoming lighter, stronger, more confident. That is the sign that your hips, glutes, and hamstrings are finally being activated the way they should be. Harvard Health once wrote, "Hip strength is one of the most critical factors in preventing falls in older adults." And that is exactly the region this hip hinge exercise targets most powerfully. Just a few days of consistency will allow you to feel the difference. And if you stay with it for 2 full weeks, the changes become even more noticeable. You may begin to notice less lower back discomfort when bending or turning, reduced pressure in your knees, making stairs easier, greater flexibility in your hips, a gentle tightening in your lower abdomen, clear improvements in balance and coordination. A study from the U.S. National Institute on Aging, involving more than 1,800 adults over 60, found that activating the glutes and hip muscles for just 10 minutes a day reduced fall risk by up to 48%. Even the Washington Post published an article on foundational strength exercises for older adults, placing the hip hinge in the top 3 most important movements because it helps restore the strength that aging quietly takes away year after year. Another thing you may notice is a shift in your mindset. When your body feels steadier, your confidence grows. When you feel less pain, you smile more. This is not just a physical change, it's a mental one. Your body feels safer, and your mind becomes calmer. A rehabilitation doctor at Mayo Clinic once said, "There is no miracle treatment greater than reactivating the foundation muscles of the body. When the foundation is strong, every movement becomes easier. And remember, you don't need long workouts. You don't need heavy exercises. You don't need to push or strain. You only need accuracy and consistency." But here's the part many people miss. The way you integrate this movement into your daily routine is what doubles the results. Many people perform the exercise correctly, but at the wrong time or without knowing how to combine it with everyday activities like walking, standing up, or climbing stairs. That's why the next section is incredibly important, and I don't want you to miss it. If Part 3 helped you learn how to move correctly, then Part 5 will help you progress twice as fast just by adjusting one small thing in your daily routine. Before we step into that crucial next part, I'd like to ask you something to keep us connected. If you've ever felt your body change even slightly after just a few sessions of gentle movement, type the word "ready" in the comments. It's like giving your body a small nod, saying, "I'm ready to grow stronger." Now that you know how to perform the hip hinge movement, and you've begun to feel its benefits, we can talk about the most important question. How do you make this exercise work twice as fast? And the answer might surprise you, because it isn't complicated at all. The first thing you need to understand is this. Your body responds very strongly to timing. You can do the right exercise with the right technique, but if you do it at the wrong time, the results may be cut in half. This is something many people over 60 have never been told. Mayo Clinic specialists explained it clearly. The foundational muscles, the glutes, hips, and hamstrings work best when the body is gently warmed up. This means the golden time to perform the hip hinge exercise is right before a walk or right after a walk. Why? Because after walking for just a few minutes, your heart is working more efficiently, your blood is flowing better, your joints are warmer, and those deep hip and glute muscles are far easier to activate. When you perform the hip hinge at the right moment, your muscles respond in a natural, synchronized way, and that's the secret to faster progress. Many people do just 6-8 repetitions before walking and immediately feel a firmer, more stable step, less knee discomfort, reduced tension in the lower back. Others prefer doing the exercise right after walking to lock in the strength they've built, helping their body stay stable for the rest of the day. You can choose the time that feels best for you, morning or afternoon. What matters is this: don't miss the golden window. There's another way to boost your results even further. Pair the movement with the right breathing. A study from the University of Toronto found that older adults who exercised with slow, deep breathing activated their core muscles 30% more than those who breathed shallowly. This explains why so many people feel lighter, steadier, and more stable simply by adjusting how they breathe. Here's how to do it. As your hips move back, inhale gently through your nose. As you stand up, exhale slowly through your mouth. That's it. Simple, but incredibly powerful. And now, the most important principle of all, consistency. You don't need long workouts. You don't need heavy training. You don't need intensity. You only need regularity. 5 minutes a day or every other day is enough to begin changing your body. No pressure, no rushing, no comparison. Just steady, kind attention to your own well-being. And because this is the heart of everything we've discussed today, I want you to do something right now. If you're ready to turn this movement into a daily habit that makes your body stronger and more stable, type the word "stronger" in the comments. It's more than a word. It's a reminder that you're taking care of yourself wisely, gently, and with purpose. In the final section, it'll help you connect everything we've learned into one simple, practical routine you can follow every day easily, naturally, and consistently. You've reached the end of today's journey, and I'd like you to take a small moment to simply feel your body. Take a gentle breath in and a slow, relaxed breath out. What you just did wasn't just an exercise. It was a gift you gave to yourself. Together, we explored why walking, though wonderful, is no longer enough to keep the body stable after age 60. We looked closely at how the body changes, how strength quietly fades, and more importantly, how one simple movement can awaken the deep foundation of your entire body. Just one movement, gentle, safe, and accessible, yet powerful enough to help you stand steadier, step more confidently, and move with greater assurance. And if you continue practicing it daily or even every other day, your body will keep changing in the direction you want, slowly but surely, just like the sunrise each morning, unhurried, but always reliable. I want you to remember this. Good health doesn't come from perfection. It comes from the gentle consistency you offer yourself each day. Just a few minutes is enough to create long-lasting change. If you'd like to continue this journey with me, if you want more gentle, safe, science-backed exercises designed specifically for adults over 60, you can tap the subscribe button now. That way, you won't miss the next videos. Videos created to bring you closer to a body that feels stronger, steadier, and full of confidence. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. Thank you for taking care of yourself in this meaningful way. And I hope that tomorrow, when you rise from your chair, when you take that first step with ease and confidence, you remember this. You chose to become stronger, and you absolutely deserve it.